Okay, this is my reverse osmosis breakdown between the different stages. First comes the tap water. The tap water comes in to the bottom right here. Okay, the tap water has a pH of 10.6 and 149 parts per million. Okay, this filter that I built is a Dalton ceramic W9121-200. The pH goes from 10.6 now down to 10.4 with 148 parts per million. Not much of a change. So basically that ceramic filter is just acting as a sediment filter for my RO system. Okay, as it comes out of here, it comes into the beginning of the three-stage system, and then the output comes to here. That leads us to the three-stage out. Now the pH went from 10.4 to stayed 10.4, and the parts per million went from 148 to 151, so it increased something there. Maybe it's a mineral. Okay, from the three-stage out, it goes into the reverse osmosis membrane, and this is the output, pure output of the reverse osmosis. The pH went from 10.4 to 10.3, but the parts per million went from 151 to 9. Pretty incredible on that. All right, let's move this out of the way now and move the other waters up, because we're still basing this off of the tap water. Okay, from the output of the reverse osmosis membrane, it goes into this carbon filter. So the carbon now, the output of the carbon goes from 10.1 and from 9 parts per million to 15. So this carbon filter adds some minerals back into it. All right. Now, let's look at from the output of this filter, it goes into an input of, this is one of those ionizer, alkaliners, whatever you want to call it. It's a mineral, adds the minerals back in to turn your reverse osmosis filter into spring water. So from the carbon out to the mineral output, and this is where we drink it, the pH goes from 10.1 to 12, so it does add some alkalinity to it. The parts per million jump from 15 to 26. Pretty cool. Now, let's move this out of the way, and I want to add, I did a test on the wastewater, on the reverse osmosis wastewater. So the tap coming in, the pH was 10.6. The parts per million were 149. The waste of the RO, the pH stays the same, maybe increased a little bit, but the parts per million are now 254. So reverse osmosis definitely takes out whatever's in the water. Now, some of y'all that have a Berkey system, which I have one also, and basing it off the tap water. So I took this tap water that had this levels, ran it through a Berkey. And so the pH is 10.6 from the tap, pH 10.9 out of the Berkey. It only increased it a little bit. The parts per million, 149 from the tap, only came down to 144 through the Berkey. So those Berkey drip things, I would venture to say I won't be drinking any more of that water. Anyway, I hope y'all liked my breakdown and maybe explained a little bit more of the reverse osmosis process. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.